have had so many developments over the week, and a lot of this surrounds the deputy president. Now, it is only natural that this would also be reflected on the papers. And on the on the Standard rather, we are told, or asked, retreat or surrender for Ruto, changing fortunes. The DP's troops are on the back foot following heavy political shelling from President Uhuru Kenyatta and his allies. At the same time, the Daily Nation is still going on with this type of line of coverage, where they're asking, or rather saying, how Ruto office lost its glow. What do you think about the prioritization of the deputy president? Is it only natural, or are we pushing it a little bit?
First and foremost, you know that we need to understand that two can not work together unless they agree, and if the center does not hold, things fall apart.
Yeah.
So we need to understand that in a time of crisis, you cannot have generals who are shooting at you. It is just impossible. If you are going to war, and COVID-19 is a war, then you need your troops aligned. And let's not forget that the country, and as far as the president is concerned, he still has a responsibility to deliver on every other agenda. COVID-19 does not suspend him from the Big Four agenda. It does not suspend him from his BBI agenda, and does not suspend the fight against corruption. And therefore, if you are in that state of extreme pressure, then you are required to choose a team that you think can deliver. And that's a requirement that every responsible citizen should have to him. But this is also a very interesting question as to what is the role and the responsibility, and most important, the posture of a deputy president towards his president. Is a deputy president supposed to sit and basically prefect over a meeting that is used to malign the Big Four agenda, to malign the president, sometimes to insult the president, sometimes to call things the president does as conmanship? For example, the handshake with Raila Odinga. Is that a posture that is acceptable in our constitutional order? Because people are looking at it as though it is a trivial matter, but it's a very serious matter when you consider that pretty easily, if the president, for example, falls ill for a period of time, the deputy president is expected to carry out the agenda. So you can imagine a deputy president who does not believe at all in the president's agenda. How then would we move forward as a country? So these changes were necessary. I do not think they're personal. I do not think they should be construed as a personal attack. But yes, the president does need people who will help him deliver.
Yeah, and as the papers were reporting throughout the week, there was a sense of will they, won't they, because particularly on Madaraka Day, we had them showing, presenting what looked like a united front, and from the body language and what was reported in the papers, it seemed like that camaraderie was seeping in. And then the next day, we had this Gazette notice that would have the deputy president lose certain functions, and then it brings about a bit of a confusion over what relationship they are. So what do you make of that sort of seesaw or back and forth, and a lack of certainty on what is going on between the two, and the kind of uphill task perhaps that the dailies have in terms of covering this said relationship, politically speaking?
Well, the one thing that we as Kenyans are waking up to is realizing that Uhuru Kenyatta is not the person that we thought. Uhuru Kenyatta, the politician, seems to know how to lie low, and he knows when to bite, and he knows how to get his pound of flesh. And it seems like he can do so. And they say that the tact of a good diplomat is to tell you to take a long walk off a short pier, and you actually look forward to the journey. And I think that's the kind of politician Uhuru Kenyatta is. If you look at the kind of statements that Uhuru Kenyatta has taken over the last 2 years, the kind of abuses he's taken from members of Jubilee Party who have called him various names, some of which we cannot repeat here, and they seem to have gotten away with it. But suddenly when he strikes, and you know, he struck first in January this year when he changed a cabinet, and then he struck again now when he's changing leadership in both houses of parliament. But what is critical also, and a key learning for a lot of the political class, is it seems that money cannot buy permanent loyalty in politics, because some of the brown envelope politicians have since changed tune. And that's the other reason why it was easy for Uhuru Kenyatta to do what he's done, because
Right.
the loyalty had been bought. And once the other livelihood was threatened, then they had to align quickly to where their pockets felt safest.
All right, Mark, and we'll be getting deeper into all that in our next segment with Michael. But for now,